to address is exactly that. But are we going to say now Indian spirit? And I'm happy that in your color that you address is exactly that. But are we going to say now Indian spirituality? Are we going to say spirituality is spirituality?
There's no way.
Yes. Is there room for one to be a Christian, like in the case of Prophet Ebesinai Abba, and also acknowledge, because Abati, they worship them, Bati, they acknowledge them, and then Bapine Bati, there are certain blessings zabo that are released through the acknowledgement of their ancestors. So they are saying, even when we acknowledge them, we are not putting them before God. It is God first, and then Kongo kunye oko. Meaning, still they acknowledge that God is high above all these things. Is there room for that? To say, here I am, I'm a born again child of God. However, as a result, uthi omnye xa ethetha before ndiye endumbeni, kuthiwa indumba lithi, before ndiye endumbeni yam and speak to my ancestors, I call on God first.
That is why we say the devil is a deceiver.
Right.
He gives you half truth, not all the truth. When he spoke to Eve, he only wanted to know how much Eve knows and work with that. Because once you don't know all the truth, then there's a room for lies.
Right.
You can be manipulated.
Yes. Then again, you can't say, for instance, I don't worship, I acknowledge. If you acknowledge a person, for instance, I acknowledge the presence,
Right.
but I don't have to kill a chicken for me to acknowledge him. You got my point? It's enough to acknowledge that he is here. But if I have to further say, his presence must be accompanied by me doing something, then it's no longer an acknowledgement. Now it brings service. Then service is equal to worship. And God says, do not worship nor serve them, unless, like many other people, we reduce worship to singing. Because singing is not worship. Actually, I usually say singing is at the end of worship. What makes us sing is to acknowledge the service we give to the one we sing to.
Yes, sir.
So I usually sound controversial to people, say best worshippers don't even have an ability to sing.
Yeah.
Because worship is service before is a song. So it's what you do for God that makes you to worship him. It's not to sing to him
Your life
that
is a
makes you a
sacrifice.
worshipper. That is why the Bible, when it tries to define those roles as per issues of worship, it will say singers,
I see.
not worshippers, singers or musicians. Because one can be a musician but still not be a worshipper.
I hear you, sir.
Because a worshipper is the depth of what you do for the one you are singing to. It's service first before it's a song.
Yes.
So if we play with terminology again, then it's going to be a problem. Because acknowledging a person does not need me to kill a cow, to kill a goat, to kill a chicken, unless that slaughter has nothing to do with talking to this person, but it has something to do with cooking dinner for the person that is here.
Yes.
But now that's not possible to slaughter a goat and cook for somebody who's dead, because the next morning that meat will still be there, because he has no ability
They
to
can't
eat
eat
it.
it. Yeah.
Upulum,
It's not there.